There was also a fail at the town hall tonight, and it was a fail that didn't have to be a fail, but it was set up to be one by Hillary Clinton because she started off the hour with Rachel Maddow by staking out what she sees as one of the key differences between herself and Bernie Sanders. And that is that he is a gigantic liar who gives you pie-in-the-sky ideas that could never actually come true, and he doesn't give you specifics to support them. But she gives specifics, more than she perhaps should, she implied at one point. Okay, so she gives the specifics. In many cases, she refused to actually do so. We're going to give you one example of that. When asked a question by a woman who has experienced racial discrimination through the course of her life, she was asked what she would do specifically to correct that sort of prejudice in the future. What policies would you put forward to change things? An issue, by the way, where Hillary Clinton has okay positions. So, given all of that, let's listen to the specifics that she offers.
We are still facing and struggling with systemic racism. It's true in employment and promotion and other job opportunities. It's true in education. It's true in healthcare. It's true in the criminal justice system. That's why I talk about breaking down all the barriers. We have economic barriers, to be sure, but we have very entrenched barriers of discrimination. So here are some things that I think we have to do. Number one, we have to talk about it more. And as a white person, I have to talk about it more and say that we are not a post-racial society. We still struggle with racism, and it is not only wrong, but it is holding us back. Because for every young woman like yourself, ready, willing, able to get to work, who is held back, that not only hurts you, it hurts us. We want as productive a society as possible. So we have to enforce the civil rights laws. We have to use the bully pulpit, which I intend to use to speak out about systemic racism every chance I get, to talk to organizations like the American Bar Association, in your case as a lawyer, to speak up and say, we still have work to do. When I was a young lawyer, I chaired the Commission on Women in the Profession because there's also a lot of sexism still. And even though we came up with a lot of good recommendations, we still haven't fully implemented them, and people are still not being treated fairly based on gender, based on race. So I want to enforce the laws. I want to make it clear that this is unacceptable. I want to speak out about it. And then I want to call people into the White House, because one of the great powers of the president is to be the convener-in-chief. Bring people in and say, you've got to do more, and here are ideas that we have that have worked, and you have to try to implement those. And that's exactly what I intend to do, because I don't want to see any young person held back because of any of these barriers, and so I'm going to try to tackle all of them head on.
So you might be wondering, why is that the giant fail?
Why,
she didn't
Johnny?
throw up on herself.
Huh?
And she projected liberal values and ideology. She was empathic towards the woman's situation. But she had been saying all along she gives specifics. And like I said early on, this is I trust her on these issues largely. I don't like some of the things that she's said in the past, some of the policies she's supported in the past, but I think that generally she sees this as the area where she's going to knock down those barriers, and yet no specifics there. There was, we'll talk about it, then I'll talk about it. I'm going to get behind the lectern and talk about it. We're going to bring people into the Oval Office and talk about it. Oh, it also will enforce the law that we already have. And that's it.
And that's it.
You might have been confused by the fact that she spoke for 3.5 minutes, but that is all that she said.
She said, a big fat nothing burger. What am I going to do for you? Nothing. Well, I'm going to enforce the laws that someone else already wrote.
Good. Enforce that law that was already passed.
Enforce the law that's already been passed. The thing that it's required of me.
That you have to do.
That I have to do. And then she's going to make sure that if people know that racism is clearly unacceptable. Because that's why racism exists, because it hasn't been made clear to the racists that it's unacceptable. She's going to clear that up for you.
Can you imagine how the membership rolls of the KKK are going to fall after you make it clear?
They're going to, because that's what they've been demanding, clarity.
That's all. I'm getting mixed signals from society.
When I saw American History X, I'm like, it's the clarity that this guy's lacking.
I came out of that not knowing which side was right and which side was wrong.
It's unclear.
It's starting to get into the territory of I'm getting a little bit worried. It's not the same thing as Barack Obama, But rhetoric isn't enough. And she says that it's people who just diagnose the problem but don't know how to solve it. She just live diagnosed the problem for 3.5 minutes
without
and
solving
wasn't
it.
even interested in solving it there.